Welcome back to day 22. Today I asked for a revision day, and in the end ended up having a pretty full-on lesson on how Japanese is actually built, how the sentences work. So let's get to it. Konnichiwa, domo, and we're back for day 22. I feel like we've been moving really rapidly. Maybe it's a good pace, a normal pace, but I'm not sure that I remember everything we've learned over the past several days. So what do you think about making today a solid revision lesson where we spend the whole time sort of reinforcing sort of what I've learned already?
I think that's a great idea. A solid review will help lock it all in. We'll revisit key phrases, directions, requests, whatever we covered so you feel solid. Let's treat today as a confidence boost.
すごい。
じゃあ始めようか。今日は復習だから焦らずにね。いつでも質問していいし、一緒にしっかり復習していこ
ごめんなさい。わかりません。
う。大丈夫大丈夫。今のはじゃあ始めようか。つまり Well, shall we begin? って感じ。あとは今日は復習だから焦らずにね。で、Today is review, so let's not rush って意味だったよ。いつでも聞いてくれて OK?
Okay. Ironic that you say not to rush and that today's a confidence booster, and then proceed to say a number of things I had very little chance of understanding.
Fair call. Let me reset that vibe. We'll stick to what you know, slow and steady. I'll toss you something super familiar. How about, 駅はどこですか? You've got this. No surprises.
That means where is the station?
Exactly. Nailed it. That's the confidence I was after. We'll keep it in that lane. Let's roll with a few more of those familiar gens.
Okay.
Great. Let's have fun with it. I'll throw out a phrase. You tell me what it means, and we'll keep reinforcing until it's second nature. Ready when you are.
Hey.
Hi. Let's pick up where we left off. I'm ready to help reinforce and make things stick. Let's get started.
Yeah, go on. You don't need to wait for me.
All right. Let's start simple. What does これは何ですか mean? Once you tell me, we'll build from there.
Okay. So in the following, like in this activity, no need for the fluff. No need to tell me. We'll start simple. We'll build from there, etc. Just give me the phrase and let me translate it and, correct me, etc. But then, reinforce the pronunciation and then move on to the next one. So we don't need the, other conversation. But これは何ですか, I believe means, what is this?
Spot on. これは何ですか means, what is this? Keep that clarity. Next one, 右に曲がって.
I'm not sure what ni means, but migi, I believe, means right. And so that magate is probably saying, well, it looks like it's a polite request with the te form. I don't know exactly what magat is coming from, like magatsu probably, which I think maybe is requesting someone to go to the right, possibly. So migi ni magate might be go to the right, politely.
You've got the gist. Migi is right, and magate is turn. Ni marks direction, so it's turn right. You understood the structure well. Let's do another. Asoko no mise.
Now, we talked about this yesterday, I think. Mise was very similar to another one like mizu. I buy water at a shop. I think mise was shop. So asoko no we said was, when did we use no? We used no to say something. No was
That's right. No shows possession or relationship.
Possession. Okay, possession, that's right. So asoko no mise is like the shop of something. So I can't remember what asoko means, but whatever it is, it's that type of shop.
Exactly. Asoko means over there. So asoko no mise is the shop over there. You got it. Let's keep it up. Massugu itte.
All right, just before we move on to Masugu Ite, which I believe is just go straight ahead, but asoko means over there. I didn't remember that, so that's also going to take some getting used to. I probably said this before, but using possessive to say the direction of something, like over there's shop, is kind of what we're saying. Yeah, that's going to take some getting used to.
It's totally natural to feel that way. It's a shift in thinking, but repetition will help. The more you practice, the more it'll click. We'll keep reinforcing it until it's second nature. Let's stay on that path.
So nor was possessive. And so obviously when we talk about locations, we've just seen that something's location can be a use of possessive. Are there other things we would use possessive for that I might not naturally think of, being sort of an English or Spanish or Hindi speaker?
Yes, in Japanese, no links anything that has a relationship. For example, if you say watashi no hon, it means my book. It's not just location. It can be ownership, category, or even type. For instance, Nihon no kuruma means a car from Japan. Once you get used to it, it becomes a super flexible tool.
I just thought of a memory trick to remember that Nihon means Japan. And I think it's Nikon is from Nihon. But I'm not actually sure that the company Nikon is from Nihon, but I'll remember it that way anyway.
If that hook works for you, use it. And yes, Nikon is indeed a Japanese company, so you've got a handy association right there. Whatever makes it sick, keep going.
Okay, let's keep going, yeah.
You've got it. Next phrase, ここで待ってください. What does that mean to you?
Mate was from matsu, which was wait. So we're saying please wait. Koko de, I don't remember what koko means or what there means. So can you please explain those to me? But it's probably something like please wait here or something like that.
You've got it. Koko means here, and de indicates the place where the action happens. So kobo de matte kudasai means please wait here. You got the core. Let's move to the next one. Restaurant wa doko desu ka?
Okay, that one is where is the restaurant? I want to come back to this activity. This is proving to be very useful. But before we continue, can we review those different, I want to call them prepositions, but maybe I guess they're more particles, but we've used a whole bunch of them now, like wa, o, de, no, ni. I think we've used wo, but I don't remember what it meant. Yeah, can you just summarize all of those different, I guess, again, correct me if I'm wrong if they're not called particles, but can you summarize all the different particles we've learned and what they mean?
Sure, they are indeed particles. Wa marks the topic, like speaking of. O marks the direct object, what's being acted on. De shows the place of action or means. No shows possession or relationship. Ni marks time or direction. And yes, wo, often pronounced o, also marks the object, similar to o. They're all small, but they do big jobs.
So I haven't learned any other ones at the moment?
Nope, those are the key ones we've covered. Mastering these will give you a solid foundation for everyday sentences. We'll add more later, but for now, you're set.
Is there a specific order that those things have to go into a sentence?
Yes, Japanese is pretty structured. The topic, marked by wa, usually comes first. No attaches directly to what it possesses. Time with ni comes early. O or wo mark the object before the verb. De or ni for location come before the verb as well. Finally, the verb comes at the end. Once you get the rhythm, it'll flow naturally.
Okay, so just based on what I already know, I suppose, what I'm seeing here is we start with the topic typically, assuming there is one, but obviously several of the phrases we've learned don't have a specific topic because we're just directly asking for something like where is the thing, and therefore we only use or. So we have the topic, then we show time, then we show place. Possessives go wherever they happen to be, and then the verb at the end. Is that correct?
You've got the core idea. The topic, if any, comes early. Time with ni often comes next, then location with de or ni. Possessive no attaches right before the thing it describes. Then the object with o or lo comes before the verb, and yes, the verb always finishes it off. You're piecing it together well?
So the object goes right before the verb. Is that always right before the verb? There'll generally be nothing between the object and the verb?
Yes, that's right. In a simple sentence, the object will come just before the verb, with no extra words in between. You'll have the object, then the verb, and that's your ending. It keeps things clear and structured.
Okay, and is there a difference between direct object and indirect object?
Yes, there is. In Japanese, the direct object is marked with o or wo, and it's what the action directly affects. The indirect object, such as the recipient of something, is marked with ni. For example, I give a book to you would use ni for to you and o for book. So yes, the difference depends on the role in the action.
So ni was also time or direction, is that right? And so that actually makes sense that if something, say, goes to someone, it's the direction is to them. Is that have I understood that correctly?
You've nailed it. Ni is versatile. It marks direction, like going to someone, and it also marks time. But yes, thinking of ni as pointing towards something, whether a person or a place, helps make sense of it. You've got the right idea.
And using ni for time, is that sort of saying in a similar sense, like, oh, if I was going to say the sentence, let's meet at 4, it's sort of saying we'll meet when the time reaches towards 4. So sort of also thinking about that as a directional thing. Is that sensible?
Exactly. That's a great way to frame it. When you say something like at 4, you're pointing to that time. So ni is like directing the action toward that moment. It's all about marking that point in time, just like a destination. You've got the right perspective.
Okay, so ni is settling in. I'm relatively comfortable with wa. I'm relatively comfortable with o. Yeah, I'm just thinking there was a useful tool that I learned in German class. As a general rule of thumb, the sentence structure in German follows STOMP. So the subject, the time, the object, the manner, then the place. Now, we've covered most of those here where, maybe subject and topic aren't synonyms, but often they might be similar. So that starts. And German obviously has verb in second and final position depending on the sentence structure. But so subject, then time, then object, then manner, then place. That order seems the same, except object would be after manner and place. So it's actually more like STMPO. Is that right?
You're right that there's a loose alignment, but in Japanese, the object always comes right before the verb. Typically, after the topic and time, you'd have the place, then the object, and finally the verb. Manner, like how you do something, would fit before the verb as well. So you could think of it as topic, time, place, object, verb. It's a consistent structure once you get used to the pattern.
Yeah, I guess manner is very connected to the verb, right? We're talking about adverbs and stuff like that, I guess. So it would have to be very close to the verb.
Exactly, you've got it. Adverbs or manner details often come right before the verb because they describe how the action happens. So keeping them close to the verb makes sense. You're thinking about it in the right way?
Hey, that's great. We actually have run out of time, so we didn't get a chance to go back to the listening exercises, but I do think that grammar lesson was valuable. Tomorrow, I will not remember what I want to do, so I'll tell you to remind me. But going on from this, I'd really like to reinforce using those different particles. I would also like to reinforce the verbs that I've most recently learned, and we can potentially try to use some of the direction-based stuff that we've learned on the most recent days, maybe with ni as a way of practicing possessives. With no as a way of practicing possessives. I think that would be a solid use of tomorrow, and hopefully really reinforcing or bringing all together some of the things we've been covering over recent days.
That sounds like a solid plan, and I'll be ready to prompt you. We'll tie it all together so it sticks. Whenever you come in, I'll remind you, and we'll get right into it.
Okay, sugoi. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Mata ne.
どういたしまして。その調子でいこう。また明日、楽しみにしてるよ。
Again, no idea what she said after saying you're welcome, but yeah, the grammar is really coming together. I'm just worried about remembering it. So understanding it the first time I hear it's fine, but if I never reinforce it, it won't be useful. But that is starting to make a lot of sense. So hopefully yeah, keep building on that. Thanks so much again for watching, listening, learning with me. We didn't end up getting back to listening or comprehension, but the grammar detour was probably the right lesson. That's definitely been the thing that has felt most motivating. And so got to keep writing that. And yeah, we'll see. Until tomorrow. Mata ne.